and I'm here with my good friend JamiroFan2000, and you're watching the Jamiroquai Minute here live from the UK, England.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here is JamiroFan2000 with another episode of the Jamiroquai Minute. All the latest Jamiroquai news, and much like my recent two major archival Jamiroquai projects I have done, I have just released my third and final one for 2023, the Jamline mailing list from 1998 to 2000 newsletter collection. So let's get into more news about that. In further Jamiroquai related project news, I had to order Jamiroquai Minute to note. As I recently talked about here on the Jamiroquai Minute, I recently did two major archival Jamiroquai related projects in my free time, going all the way back to like late August of 2023. I recently did a large Jamiroquai tour compendium of all their live performances, the demo work, a lot of work. That was one of the most exhaustive. That project took over 3 months to write and compose and to release. And then just recently I released another 350-page Jamiroquai articles archive of all the self-published articles that members of the Jamily in the early days of the online Jamily at Jamiroquai.com, before Sony got their hands on it during Traveling Without Moving's album era, of Vance contributing all the latest press and interviews and articles about Jamiroquai during a long-standing time period. My third and final project that I had been alluding to on the Jamiroquai subreddit that I put some work into was about the Jamline mailing list, a collection of all the newsletters from between 1998 to 2000. Now, for anybody in the Jamily that is not familiar with the Jamline mailing list, it was the first fan-driven email mailing list for all of the latest news about Jamiroquai, mostly during the Traveling Out Moving into Synchronized era of Jamiroquai's album history. Now, mind you, this was during a period that this was way before social media, at least 3 to 4 years before social media exploded and everybody on the online Jamily became separated on all the different social platforms. So Jamline was an integral cornerstone of the early online Jamily when it came to being in the know and passing on the latest information about what was happening with Jamiroquai between Traveling Out Moving and Synchronized, when Jamiroquai transitioned from a bit of an underground act into a worldwide phenomenon in the musical mainstream. So I decided to do my third and final project about the Jamline mailing list by using the Wayback Machine on the Internet Archive, which had screen captures of all these old newsletters that were drafted by my friend Nick and several other members of the early online Jamily, in a mailing list to everybody who could sign up for the mailing list and get the latest Jamiroquai news every week during that time period. So I have released that third and final project out of my Google Docs. So if you are interested in checking out the Jamline mailing list 1998 through 2000 newsletter collection 30 years of Jamiroquai edition, I'll be sure to put a link to the Google Docs link down in the description of this episode of the Jamiroquai Minute down below. So be sure to check that out, and be sure to check out the other two projects. I'll be sure to add the links to those two other major archival Jamiroquai projects I did during this year. I'm glad everybody in the online Jamily that have had the time to check out this major archival work that I've been doing in my free time. I thank you all for checking out this stuff and appreciating all the hard work I put into this, because this is my first real dabbling into doing a little bit of archival work in the Jamily and bringing otherwise more attention and more information about the early days of the online Jamily, which I do believe a lot of the new Jamily or new fans of the Jamily don't know anything about. And I hope these three major projects shed a little more light on how important and integral this work of these early Jamily was back in the early days of the online Jamily. But as always, this is JamiroFan2000, and I'll see you again really soon with another Jamiroquai Minute. Bye-bye, everybody, and happy holidays.